Bella versus aliens.
Check. I'll probably keep that for sentimental reasons. So, yeah, welcome to Bella and I Studio. Today is a continuation of our discussion last week, our last video, in Bella versus aliens. This is about HS and my visit with my dermatologist and how that went and the hopefuls that we discussed.
Bella versus aliens. Welcome to Bella and I Studio. Today we're going to finish up a drawing that we started in volume 1 of this ongoing series, where we finished a project. So this is the beginning of our story, which we're going to talk about in today's video. So
I do want to go over the blue again, get another coat on there, start getting a more solid background, and maybe clear up some of these edges and put some more transition colors maybe in these windows and lights so that, it matches what we have down in here. So this is essentially light spilling out, how I'm seeing it from, comic point of view, quick illustration point of view, spilling out across the landscape here, the topography with the water and its different values, white and medium to dark blues. Just to show motion, in a comic way. So I've already started thinking ahead about different ideas about, what is Bella going to look like? What are these aliens going to look like? How am I going to project the story? It's like having a storyboard in my mind. So, it's like having a storyboard in my mind. And start thinking. I stay in the moment, but I also start thinking about ahead a little bit. Like I'm thinking about the story. What's this, about aliens? Bella versus aliens. And this actually hit me a couple days ago, but really, I think inadvertently I chose that because what it means to me is that Bella's been a big part of, what inspires me, what gives me purpose, and has been a large component in my healing, and bringing art back into my life. So essentially, this story, Bella versus aliens, is me telling a story about what's been my struggles. So the speed, I'm noticing controlling speed and to get that nice even coverage so that, I don't have to go over it any more than what I'm doing. Just hope. If not, well, it's okay too. We just want it to be as solid of a background color as we can get it. Sometimes I might take 2 coats. We're okay with that. We got plenty of time. We're not in a hurry. I like to communicate when I'm in a creative mindset. It helps me, it calms me down, allows me to think before I speak. which I think can be important. You're communicating and trying to tell a story about yourself, a story about your experiences, in hopes that it helps somebody else. In reality, it's not. At some point, it's not about yourself. It's about who identifies with you. Yeah. 'Cause at some point along the journey, along your path of discovery, you're questioning these things, wondering what your purpose might be, or your reason. We all have something to contribute. We're all unique. We express ourselves in a unique way. Compassion, understanding. I think before we can understand other people, in my experience, I really have to get to know myself. I really, sometimes I just need to shut everything off, and all the noise, all the, and not just its noise. I mean, sure, some of it is, but some of it's meaningful too, but just needs to be thought about in the at the appropriate time and appropriate context. Sometimes, for me, finding the truth sometimes be as simple as waiting for an answer. Not even looking for it, just living out my life, doing what I enjoy doing, recognizing my emotions, my patterns, my thought process, and if something might be affecting me. I'm sure through time it reveals itself. And if I'm doing the appropriate things, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is that if I'm doing the appropriate things, given the effort, generally the result's favorable. Um, and the reasons why it's favorable is usually the mystery. That's the story that you have to wait and find out. The different plot twists and the different different turns your life might take at different times. Some more profound than others. You gotta shake these Posca pens. I really like these pens. Just working with them. Um, if you've been working with them for a little bit, make sure you prime them and keep the paint in the nib. Shake it up. Come in, just put a little bit of light in these windows to complement the colors we have down here. So I'll just come in here and just make a little accent there to the right of the windows. Doesn't have to be perfect. This has to be expressive. I'll do it here as well. Thinking about light, why is it spilling out over here the way it is? Why does it look the way it does? I'm gonna come over here and maybe we'll put this color on the opposite, side of some of these buildings, because we're changing the perspective. We're giving it the illusion that it's like that. What do we call that? So just until it feels uncomfortable to do it. So if it looks like it needs to be transitioning, out the illustration, then we'll do that. I really like these Posca pens. They're fun. They create a different style of art. They force you into certain things, but I think are important to see. So now that I'm about right here, I feel like this ship up here is casting some light. It's part of the light source. There might be something back here, like stars or something. I don't know yet. But I feel like the colors are going to be sort of transitioning a little bit here. So, I want to be mindful of where I'm at in the picture. So maybe I'll come back over here to the right. Part of the way over here on this side. And some of these windows are pretty tiny. So just putting a dot there, just an impression that it's to the right, underneath this light, and follow suit over here, while these are casting that darker shadow onto the left side. Well, I think another color that fits well with yellow and orange would be red to get some of those dark values. So we'll pump the nib, make sure we got some paint there. And that it's not contaminated. So that seems good. We'll come in and I'm going to look down here. I just kind of want to see, where would I put this? Sometimes it's about pressure as well when you're thinking about things. So you want to be mindful of the pressure you're putting in when you're coming down and highlighting things. Maybe your darks ain't going to be, so big of a, line. You want them thinner, just to accentuate here and there. Don't outline everything. Just pick a few spots that seem cohesive. Maybe the underneath of things. I generally like to follow that rule of thumb a little bit in my art, so you'll see it consistently. It's just a style, I guess, that I'd take. I like light to dark on the top, so I generally come underneath. Now, if I was to start switching it up, it wouldn't look like it belongs there. So you want to be mindful of the areas that you put this stuff in. And more importantly, more than anything, be confident in what you're doing. Don't spend too much time second guessing yourself during this process, because it can always, be fixed. So really, just enjoy yourself. Right? Just enjoy yourself. Don't spend too much time in any certain area. So, I like the idea of maybe coming back real quick with the yellow. Shake it. Make sure it's nice and primed on the nib. Don't smash your nib entirely, but you can apply pressure. It's fine, I think. Don't quote me. I want to come in little spots next to that highlight I just put in there and put just dashes of this bright, stuff. The brightest highlight I got. Just to add to it. I add little dots here and there as well. Dots are another cool way of shading that you can do. I use it for like cotton balls or things like that. Like I'll draw some really dark dots and then just phase them out so that you get a nice transition of shading using dots. So I don't know what they call that, but I learned that when I was young. I don't want to spend too much time in it, but I see that this definitely probably could use a little bit of highlight just to pop those. It's a journey, right? To me, I'm gonna call that area there. I'm gonna go into a different my visit with my dermatologist. It's my specialist, first time seeing him, and her. So I have two doctors over there, a PA and a doctor. So the PA has 16 years experience. So yeah, she knows her stuff, and I feel comfortable and confident after the visit to move forward with what she suggests. I get the sense that she has my best interest first, so and in mind, and yeah, I respect that. It makes me feel confident, more confident with my dermatologist, and the takeaway is I have hope now, and I have a pathway forward that seems sensible and very doable. So there's a lot of breakthroughs in HS or hidradenitis suppurativa, and they're it's exciting news to me. So this is, like I said, something I've been living with for 30 plus years, and you know, I'm close here to calling it. Let's get a couple more little details in here just to help it tell the story. Anything that can help here. Let's sew up a few things. I'm just going to come in here and reestablish a couple spots. And that's what these pens do really well. They're fast. You can let the image flow through your mind as you're looking at it. To me, that looks good. So I am okay with getting this tape off of here. Your art, just make sure that you're pulling it away, because it's going to want to pull that paint. It is acrylic, so it's latex, it's water-based, and how it adheres to that is, it's kind of like rubber in a way. So you just want to be mindful of that when you're turning this tape away. And the way I'm pulling away from it, staying ahead of it just ever so slightly, so it doesn't, make an issue with the paint. But for me, I made the image a little bit bigger, so I don't have to cut exactly on the line. I cut a little bit off, just a hair. It's okay. and still have overlap underneath the mat. And then, here we go again. I'm going to start pulling it away, just staying ahead ever so slightly so I don't rip the paper, and going slow and even. And that is so gratifying. You know, kind of dope. I'm gonna put a coat of varnish on there. Cat hair. I'm gonna put a coat of varnish on there, and I'll cut it out first, and then I'll put a coat of varnish on there.
So this is my little paper cutter. So what I'll do is I'll just line up the edges here, and that is the result of that side. And as soon as you push down, it holds everything in place. And you push down, and it protrudes the blade. You just use it to cut.
For personal reasons, a lot of people have different reasons. A lot of them seem similar. You know, generally you're young when you get something like this, so you're scared or you're nervous to say anything to anybody about it because you're embarrassed. Different reasons. So that was my reason. I was pretty young. I thought it'd go away eventually, and hoped it would anyway. And it didn't. So here I am, 30 plus years later, and it has wreaked havoc on my life, and I want my life back. And I think anybody with this disease, or a chronic disease like it, feel the same way. So anyway, this is our picture. I varnished it one coat, and it feels nice. So hydradenitis suppurativa. I sure am glad I met these people. This is going to be a fun series, I feel, because I enjoy this kind of art. It takes me back to when I was young, when I was, a child, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. My imagination and makes me reflect. And when I think about what I was thinking about at that age, and I do remember, some things. I always wanted to be, perfect artist. I always wanted to do things perfectly. So that was a roadblock for me. A lot of the time, I would end up overdoing stuff, and I felt that if I had to erase anything, then I had already messed up, and the picture was worthless. That's the mentality I had when I was a young kid, and it made everything hard. But the bar I set for myself for achieving things was always really high, and I've always been that way. And that could be good, and that could be rough. So till next time, me and Bella, Queen Bella, we say.